Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, traders from across the globe. Welcome to Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar. This video is being filmed on Tuesday night for Wednesday's trading. That's September 16th, 2009. All right, traders, now we are at September 16th, and still, this has been a green September. How about that, traders, right? We keep talking about it. Last 2 or 3 Septembers have been horrid, but we thought with the analysis we had done towards the end of August, September would be up this year, and so far so good. So keep your eyes on that analysis. Now, traders, the last video I posted for you was an actual class that we hold at the site when we're teaching our Omniacs. In that class, I mentioned to you that there was a very possible breakaway gap in the leader, the Dow Jones Transportation Average. That was on Friday. Now, it being Tuesday night, you can clearly see that that is a breakaway gap and that the leader is continuing to pull the other indices higher. So we will continue to follow the leaders, which are the Dow Jones Transportation Average and the NASDAQ. Traders, that has been working really, really well. The NASDAQ and the Dow trading has just been taking off and pulling the S&P and the other indices with it. And I think that's fantastic. To see that the leaders are doing their job, that means that we are truly in a bullish leg of whatever is going on in this market. There are many of you still that come into the chat rooms and go, look, Oscar, the top's in. But come on, this is going on for weeks now, traders. When are you going to just look at it for what it is and get your opinions out of the trading? What it is a bull leg. I don't care if the entire market's bearish. This has been a bull leg since March, and you are not supposed to cry wolf every time the market puts another high in. For you bears, try to remember, traders, you're looking at a chart that starts here and works its way all the way up to here and is still going higher. It's not bearish. Yes, it could turn into one at some point, but to give people your analysis every day and say, yes, it's going down again, and it just keeps going up, you know, at some point you have to realize you're looking at this via your personalities and what you think will happen, and you're not looking at this technically. So do yourselves a favor and look at the charts for what they are. And with that in mind, the breakaway gap I'd like to show you right now. I'm only going to show you one chart in this video. The chart I'm going to show you is the leader of the other indices. So the indice of your flavor, or the one that you like best, should follow what you're going to see next. Let's go look at the charts. Okay, traders, what you are now looking at is the very same chart that was in the last couple of YouTube videos, and certainly in that class that we just left you the video before this one. This is the Dow Jones Transportation Average Daily Bar, deemed the leader. We left you off with a note that says possible breakaway gap. Stay tuned. Well, we have updated that note to the possible breakaway gap has developed into a breakaway gap, no doubt. And take a look at this. Right here, traders, is that breakaway gap because the market had rallied and stopped cold. The next day opened up here and left this gap right there. You see that spot? That is considered a breakaway gap if, in fact, the market starts to work higher from there. And it has done that. Not only is it working its way higher, but it is within a parallel channel after coming out of this flag right here. Traders, that's pretty good technical analysis right there, and it's pretty simplified. And you know we like to keep it simple here. So what do you have? Breakaway gap right there. The market has gotten above and is now starting to go and looks like it should continue further. So that is what we are banking on, as we will follow the leader, the Dow Transportation Average. Pull your charts, traders. Take a look for your breakaway gap. So, traders, you see that chart? That chart speaks volumes. That chart says it all. Now, for you fans that have been watching for a while, this is something called a vacuum area that I mentioned that we would get to once we get above 1050. We're in a vacuum in the indices, especially S&P, looking for that thing to pop a good 80, 100 points from there. I believe we're going to get back into that vacuum area this week. Of course, we are day traders, so a stop is your best friend. No matter what we trade, we always expect a possible disaster, so our stops are in before we even trade. But from the analysis and the chart formations, looks to me like September's going to continue to be green, and we will get into that vacuum area and start to go. So do your homework, pull your charts, and certainly come on down to www.livewithoscar.com. Jump into the free chat rooms, learn the analysis, trade with lots of other traders, and be there when I'm giving my lessons. All right, traders, I'm going to get out of here because markets are open. It's only Tuesday night, and I got to watch what's going on. Make sure you place your stops. Place them first. No emotions, traders. Once your stops are in, the emotions are out, right? And with that in mind, that's what I'm going to tell you next. Don't forget, say that to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening, and you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We do not claim or guarantee that you will profit from the information provided. That being said, I'm a 27-year seasoned trader on and off the trading floors. This is how I've made my living for many, many years.